Hello, everybody. Welcome to Premier League predictions for round 17. As advertised, I am flying solo today. Remember, no Mikey and no news either. We are still waiting on confirmation of a Mikey baby coming. So if you want to wish him well down there in the comments, then please do. What Mikey has done for me, though, is sent me his predictions through for this round upcoming in the Premier League this weekend, the last one before Christmas. So we're going to kind of do it half remotely, just for you pedants out there who are worrying about the first, second scribble, can't double up a prediction rule. Well, we're just going to drop that for this week. And I can see a couple on there where we have come up with the same prediction. So what I didn't look at Mikey's predictions. I put mine down and I've just made a note of his. And we will crack through those right now. You get yours in the comments as ever. You can copy and paste from the description all of the fixtures. Normal scoring applies, even without Mikey. The rules stay the same. Give yourself 1 point for a correct outcome, home, away, or draw. Give yourself 3 points for a correct scoreline. Give yourself a bonus point if your correct score prediction has 5 or more goals in it. Let's do this. And Mikey would be going first for Aston Villa versus Manchester City. And, well, spoiler alert, we've both gone for an Aston Villa victory on this one. I think maybe there's a bit of a sense that we've been afraid to predict against Man City despite their weird run at the moment. I think 8 defeats in 11. But I suspect there's a bit of confidence around a lot of people because Villa were very good against Manchester City last season. Emery against Guardiola. So Manchester City are going to lose 2-1 according to Mikey. Villa 2, City 1. I think I've gone 1-0 Villa just to keep it a little bit more tight and just the one goal in the game. I think a few times with Villa this season, we've worried about them playing in the Champions League, and there has been a bit of a poor run, hasn't there, in respects of that. But little bounce back recently as well, and I do fancy them. Obviously, we're EFL Cup action in the midweek, and Villa get themselves a bit of a rest. So do Man City, but hey, it's just very odd what's happening to Man City at the moment. I guess they'll smash someone 7-0 soon and go on a 12-game winning streak. But is that going to be Villa? Neither myself or Mikey think so. Let's move on to game 2, which is Brentford versus Nottingham Forest. We've both gone for a draw in this one. It's a real tricky one because Brentford are superlatively, magnificently brilliant at home, but Forest are pretty damn good wherever they go, aren't they? So I guess both myself and Mikey are thinking we've got to respect both things here. Forest's excellent season thus far, but Brentford's home form. I've gone for a 1-1, which I guess is more of a nod towards Forest's good defensive record. Mikey's gone for a 2-2, which I guess is more of a nod towards Brentford games being very, very fun, particularly at the G-Tech. So it's a 1-1 for me and a 2-2 for Mikey. We both think Brentford Forest is going to end level. On we go to Ipswich versus Newcastle. It would be Mikey to go first. And remember, Mikey won't mind me saying his Ipswich predictions are hugely emotional, but then so was mine last week, and it actually worked out. I was bob on with Wolves 1, Ipswich 2 last week, which I was very, very happy about for many, many reasons. Mikey has gone for Ipswich 1, Newcastle 1. I'm going to assume some kind of thought from him that Newcastle had to play, didn't they, in the EFL Cup last night as I'm recording this. Ipswich don't. I'm less confident, I have to say. I've gone Ipswich 0, Newcastle 2, and I'm very much looking at one thing and one thing only here, the absence of Liam Delap. So I've spoken about everything having to be completely online for Ipswich to win a game. Yes, there is that idea that Ipswich have had extra rest, but I do consider that in a lot of what Ipswich have done well this season, Liam Delap rampaging into the channels and beating up on defenders has been at the centre of it. And we can guarantee that is not going to be happening this round because he is suspended. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Mikey's gone 1-1. I've gone 2-0 Newcastle for Ipswich versus Newcastle. Let's move on, and it's West Ham versus Brighton. I've gone fairly heavy on Brighton on this one. I know they had a bad defeat against Palace in the last round in the M23 derby, which Wikipedia is going to back me up on this one. So for you snowflakes who don't like anything to be called the derby, there you go. Go and shout at Wikipedia, not me. Hey, snowflakes are going to shout at whoever they can. So enjoy it. Why not? But I've gone West Ham 1, Brighton 3. I'm going for a bounce back. I think they're going to like the London Stadium as an away ground. And I think both teams to score and a 2-goal Brighton win. Mikey has gone for Brighton to continue their struggles and a 1-0 win for West Ham. We're normally around the same results. It's very rare we have one team going for, or one of us going for one team to win, the other going for the other. We have got a good split on this one, so I'd be interested to see how that one pans out. I've gone West Ham 1, Brighton 3. Mikey's gone West Ham 1, Brighton 0. Crystal Palace versus Arsenal is a very interesting one because they literally played on the Wednesday night. Arsenal getting the victory in the EFL Cup. And we now move over to Selhurst Park for another game, just sort of 4 days later. Now, this is one where we have both gone for the same result. Exactly the same prediction for both myself and Mikey here. We would normally call that a scribble, and Mikey would get to go first, but because we're doing this remotely, that's not going to be happening today. So we have both gone Crystal Palace 1, Arsenal 2 in this one. I'll give my rationale for that, and you know, if Mikey's is different, he can put it down in the comments there. I want to respect Crystal Palace's excellent run at the moment, which is why I've got it tight and why I've got Palace scoring. But I also think Arsenal are going to be too good for them and have too much. So it's that kind of acknowledging the underdog by giving them a goal and making the match look relatively tight. But I've gone Palace 1, Arsenal 2. And so there's Mikey. Everton v Chelsea. I've gone a bit rogue on this one because Chelsea are hot favourites, but I've gone Everton 2, Chelsea 2. Now, obviously, I think Chelsea are going to have some fun up there because I've got them scoring 2 goals, and Chelsea have been great fun and scored a ton of goals. I just wonder whether in the bleak midwinter up at Goodison with the set plays, and they've been working recently, and a great result for Everton at Arsenal getting that 0-0 draw. I just wonder whether Sean Dyche might be able to stop Chelsea. I think they're on quite a good winning streak, aren't they? I wonder whether he might be able to stop them. So I've gone 2-2. Mikey thinks Chelsea will get the win. He's gone Everton 1, Chelsea 3. And I'm guessing he thinks things will just continue down the same route for Chelsea, and they'll keep having fun, scoring loads of goals. Both teams are scoring all their games. And yeah, I guess that's why he's at 3-1 Chelsea. We're going to move on to Fulham versus Southampton. And I guess the whole world is assuming that Southampton are going to lose this game because they're away from home. They are on a losing streak. And Russ Martin has gone. Now, it was a Sunday night game, a 7 p.m-er, wasn't it? And they were 5-0 down at halftime against Spurs. Martin is out there. Has obviously been a game. They played Liverpool, didn't they, in the EFL Cup. That was another defeat and another couple of goals conceded in the first half. Do you know what? I think they might even enjoy getting away from St Mary's, where that pressure of an entire home support, kind of knowing that goals are going to be conceded and knowing that a defeat is probably coming. You know me, I never like the chaos of a managerial change. So I've backed Fulham. Mikey's backed Fulham. We'll go with Mikey's scoreline first. He's gone 3-1. I've gone 3-0. So Mikey just there acknowledging that Southampton have been pretty good going forward and scored goals. Maybe his prediction looks smarter than mine because I've gone 3-0. Leicester versus Wolves, would you believe, is another scribble here. And would you believe we've both played for a bonus point? Both myself and Mikey, we want to tick up those 5 goals and try and get ourselves a bonus point. We've both gone Leicester 3, Wolves 2. Gary O'Neill has also been fired since the last round of predictions here on the channel. So there's chaos there. Whether the players were entirely buying Gary O'Neill at the end and we might get a lift, I don't know. You could see a no manager bounce, although there could be a new manager in by then. The Portuguese fella has been, Pereira, has been heavily linked, although that's not been confirmed at time of recording. I think I'm across that correctly. We spoke on Blue Monday, actually, about Leicester facing a ton of shots, and they've scored fairly well and been fairly efficient. So we've both gone for the 3-2 and a Leicester victory there against Wolves. It's one of those ones where with relatively new managers, relatively not solid patterns really for either team other than Wolves conceding loads of goals. There could just be anything, that one. Number 9 is Man United versus Bournemouth. Mikey is on first for this one. He's gone 2-1 to Manchester United, and they could be cultivating a little bit of a winning streak here, couldn't they? Although, at time of recording, they've got to go to Spurs tonight in the EFL Cup. So, who knows how that one will pan out. Great win for Manchester United in terms of the result and going to their big rivals, Manchester City, away from home. And but it was still a strange old game, wasn't it? Manchester City-wise and Manchester United-wise. It was very reflective of this odd run that City are on and what Manchester United have been for quite a few years now, where they can pull a random result out, often against Manchester City, actually, but not looking very good. So Mikey's gone Man United 2, Bournemouth 1 in this one. I've gone 1-1. I guess I'm a little bit more heavy on Bournemouth, that I think they'll turn up and be able to do damage against the Manchester United squad that is still going to take a few months at least to start looking like a Ruben Amorim team there. So Mikey's gone 2-1, home win there. I've gone a 1-1 draw for Man United Bournemouth. And finally is Tottenham versus Liverpool, which not only closes out this show, but closes out the Premier League football before Christmas. I have gone, very boringly, for my standard 2-0 Liverpool win here. Spurs could do anything, honestly. Spurs could win this game 4-0. No, they couldn't, could they? Liverpool have been so good this season. But I am backing Liverpool to keep control of the situation and win the game there. There's been some rare old games between Spurs and Liverpool. I remember that one. I think it might have been 2-2, where there could have been about 8 red cards as well. Although, wouldn't that have been in the days of Kane and Son there? It's a little bit different there at Spurs, although Son is still there, flanked by the likes of Kulusevski, Johnson and Maddison these days, rather than the great Harry Kane. Mikey has gone for the Spursy outcome, though. He's gone for a shock win. Spurs 2, Liverpool 1. I say shock win because I believe it's 24 games for Liverpool this season and they've only lost one of them. So they've been incredible, Liverpool. But yeah, hard old run of fixtures and a busy run of fixtures, although the results do keep coming for the Reds. There you go. That is our latest predictions. Again, thank you for bearing with us while Mikey goes through, frankly, far more important stuff than predicting the outcomes of football matches. And we, of course, wish Mikey well on behalf of myself, and we're down the Blue Monday feed as well, all the team at Blue Monday, obviously, and we hope for some good news coming from that situation very, very soon, hopefully. In terms of good news in the actual scorelines, would you believe it was another draw? We hadn't drawn all season, Mikey and myself, going into the double predictions round and the 3-game week in the Premier League. Then we drew both of those, and we've drawn for a third time in a row. It was 6-6 again. As I said, I had Wolves 1, Ipswich 2, Bob on. Mikey had Bournemouth 1, West Ham 1. So he snuck the equaliser right in the last game, I believe. 6-6, so Mikey still leads 8-5 in the weekly and 103.96. Well done, Mikey. I know there's going to be hopefully other congratulations going, but he's gone over the 100-point mark and on to 103. Do let us know if you've been keeping your scores all season. I know some of you do, and do let us know your predictions. We will be back hopefully for Boxing Day. Leave it with me. I'll try and figure things out after the weekend. If there's a hole to quickly rush in here and get the next load of predictions done, then we will try our best indeed to do that. Big best wishes and good luck to Mikey, and good luck to you. Get your predictions down there in the comments for Premier League round 17.